Hey, my name is Herman. I'm here to show you why cards like this, the level 2, 2-drop, 3-2, are criminally underrated, why you should definitely play them in specific decks. I'm showing off the ping deck, the cyber new type, like the red-blue thing. So over here, I'm showing you this hand. First thing you do, we're going first. We're on turn 2. We've drawn up to 7. We didn't play anything early because 1-drops are bad. Don't me explain why. But we've gone here. First thing before you do anything else is look at what your power play is going to be. Your first power play turn is going to be the one where you can interact with your opponent like high amounts. You're going to get the most value, or you're going to swing tempo, one or the other, depending on how your opponent chooses to play. In this case, you're going first. You're the aggressor. You're trying to take the best value trade. So obviously, looking at this hand, you have these two together. You can link these on turn 4. That's an amazing play. Another play you can do is maybe on your turn 3, you set up gun cannon, and then they play something. You can always like link it with Marita Cruz, something small like a Zawart or something. Link this, tap it, and then you can be like 1-2. I'm going to kill it for free and now have a bunch of units on board. This is a great way to play the turn. Or if they choose to do nothing, you just dump a bunch of units down and just say, hey, I'm going to kill you next turn if you don't do something. So why this card is so important is looking at this. All of this relies on this because you have to force your opponent to make a decision. If you choose to do nothing and you don't have this card, let's say it's the level 3-2 like I don't know, it's like, what's the 3-2 Zaku thing from the starter deck that you can't play until level 3? You're going to say pass on this turn, or I guess you could play this, but 2-2 doesn't do as much pressure. I'll explain that later. But you're going to say pass on this turn, your opponent's going to say pass, they're playing blue-white. You don't like that. So what you're going to do is your opponent's a dirty blue-white player, you're going to do this, and you're going to say here. And as a dirty blue-white player, your opponent's going to look at this and be like, oh, who cares? Like, life is a resource. Who cares? I have an EX space. I have life. I'm just trying to play late game. I'm going to leave it, okay? So let's say they leave it. They go to turn 2. They say pass. They have nothing to play because they only play level 3s and ups. They have like 4 Justice, 4 Freedoms or something in their deck, and they're just like, I'm going to win the late game. It's like, cool. Okay, if you're going to play the late game, then what's going to happen is I'm going to draw. I'm going to go to 3 resources. I'm going to say, you didn't do anything, so let's break this EX base. Let's make sure that you have nothing to play. You're not trying to play like close combat or something because maybe you're red and I didn't know. You didn't do anything? Cool. So now that you're going to be heavily punished because I'm going to play this gun cannon. I'm going to play this Zaku Marine, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is 3 swings trying to hit life. Your opponent's a blue-white player still, and he thinks he's good because he's like, oh, who cares? He's going to hit early. He's going to hit my pallets. He's going to hit my bases. It's going to be good for me. Well, joke's on you because mathematically speaking, that's a very small minority of your deck. Most of these are going to be blank. These are just going to be units you're going to hit for free, and every single time you hit something, you're just going to make it easier for you later because all of a sudden, like, they're going to play this late game with like 1 or 2 health. They're going to be worried. Like, you can just overwhelm them. You have like 3 blockers, and you're going to play 6 units and be like, I'm going to swing through and I win. So looking at this, well, now the blue-white player has to make a play because they're like, oh, well, you have to respect this. You have to do something, right? So they're going to do their classic turn 3 play, which is, hey, I'll play Gundam with Rift, a 2-4 blocker. I'm like, oh no, who cares, right? So you, because you're the aggressor here and you have 3 units on board and they literally put no pressure on you because of this, and this feels so freaking good, what you're going to do is be like, hey, here's another one. You have to do something. Are you going to let me take this hit for free? Or are you going to block this, value trade it? And like, what are they going to do? If they don't value trade it and they let you hit, it's like 1, 2, 3, gone, easy. And they just want to keep this and they can swing something, and that's so dumb because if you swing into something that you could have blocked anyway, you're losing value, right? So let's say they block this because this is the biggest threat. They take 3 damage, okay? I'm not even going to find a die because what you're going to do because you're the ping deck, you force the card out. Anksha, high value. You kill this, you have a body on board. 2 more, you play a Kshatriya. You have 4 bodies on board. You're going to be like, hit, hit. This guy's at 4 life. That's crazy. And then going into the blue, white-blue player's turn, they're going to be like, oh no, this is actually a really threatening board. There's 4 bodies on board. 1, 2, 3, 4. What can you do on 4 against 4 bodies? Really, realistically, there's only like 2 plays as a blue-white player you can do. You can choose to be like, here's my, I don't know, like RX-78. Here's my Amuro Array. And Amuro Array suspends something. It's like, oh no, like everything on my board was suspended anyway. You could have swung at all, anything. You could just hit one thing. I was like, I still have 3 swings. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. You're at 1 life and then go into 5. Like, what are you going to do? Like, or you can be like, hey, even a better play, I guess, if you want to break the EX resource, you can be like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can play your Ale Strike and then be like 1, use Kira, put one of these back to my hand and swing into another. I still have 2 bodies on board. And then what that's ended up doing is that's put damage onto your Ale Strike, so I forced damage here, so I can force a really good trade next turn when I say, hey, joke's on you, buddy. I've been holding this. I've been planning this because I'm a smart player. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get this Kshatriya. I'm going to get free damage and stuff like that. Or I'm going to run it down. Like, I can kill this, and I'm like, you know, I can do anything I want. Or I can just, like, you know, run a Mariner in here. Like, this is what, 5 health? You took 3 off the whatever you swung at, or you took 2 or whatever. You can, like, I can trade this for free, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm just going to keep hitting. And all of this was because you had that 3-2 that broke this and you forced thing. And it's like, okay, like look at this, right? In this situation, it's like I hit, what even happens? I hit, oh, white base. Honestly, who cares if you hit it there? Just break the base after. If you can't break the base, break the board. And then just see what happens, because like they're going to say like, oh, I'm on 5 white base. You have 2 health. Just break the base and go next. You have a Kshatriya. You can link this. Look, when this links, it's going to break it, and like you're winning. And all of this was because of your 3-2. Now let's go back, let's rewind, and let's say your opponent is actually not a dumbass and actually play something like this Zawart, because they actually respect, they're actually a good player. They're not one of those people who thinks, oh, I'm so cool because I'm a control player and I'm hip and cool and ever, right? Let's go back to our 2 resource turn where we play this Din. See, a smarter opponent, one that built his deck well, would instead go here like this, right? You play the Zawart. You play the 3-2 blocker, or even like if you don't have the 3-2 blocker, you play your own 3-2. And why you do this is because now it threatens your opponent's 3-2. You don't let them trade for free. So let's say I swing this, or or it's like he plays the blocker. This is probably more common. I'll play the blocker, right? He has a choice. He can swing this off, lose his tempo, and then or if you swing, he can block. You both lose tempo. You go minus, but if you go neutral against a control deck, you're losing. So what you do is you play this just to force him to play this, because you're a deck that wants to get free value. And how to get free value is they need to play. So now that I've forced this on board, I'm going to go to 3, and all of a sudden I have this thing on board that I can answer, right? I can play these things. They don't feel dead anymore. If I'm going to play like an Angsha or like a gun tank and have no target, it feels awful. But what I can do now is, like, let's say I drew a Relula or something like that. I'm like, bam, right here. I'm going to replace this because I'm aggressive. I'm crazy. I'm going to just like, that was a resource, don't mind me. I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe you pick this up. Relula, ping this for 1. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm actually like, they're actually suffering. They go to 3. They have to figure out something to do. Maybe they'll be like, I don't know, like a gun cannon or something. They're ready for a Amuro Ray next turn, so they can be like suspend and kill this Din for free. But it's like what you're actually going to do is now you're going to go to 4. You're going to have so much value because this is your power turn that you played for. Because now you can just be like, hey, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, Kshatriya. You go 1 into the Merida Cruz, and then all of a sudden you can be like, oh, bam, kill this for free, and then go into here, break this for free, and then you can be like, here's my Zaku Mariner. You have, congratulations, you're going to go to your 4 turn. You're going to be like, you're going to figure out how to clear this, right? Because on your 4 turn, same thing. They're going to have, what are they going to have? They can have like a Gundam or something like this to rush, and then you have 1, 2, and you can swing 2 units, and then now we're going to play the trade war. This is actually proper. Like, this isn't actually a proper back and forth game, right? They're going to play value, going to play trades, they ping, and then you ping back and forth, and this is a real game. Unlike that first one, where this thing actually just gave you so much value, practically almost won on the spot. This is why this thing is so busted. Like, you have to play something like this if you're a ping deck. You have to force your opponent to play cards. Because if they don't play cards, you win the game. If they do play cards, you kind of still win because you're the ping deck. You're actually trying to ping them down. Like, let's say I do that, they do this, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll go to 5 next turn. I get my Kshatriya LR. I had this Kshatriya LR in this whole time. Joke's on you, surprise. And I had a second Merida Cruz or something like that. You kind of just, bang, bang, and you shoot something, and you just like, and bang again, and it's like all dead, and you're like, all of a sudden, you have all the value because they had to trade. They were forced to trade into this. Anyway, this is chaotic, but this is my fast way of just being like, this is why you should play something like this and not wait until turn 3. Here, I'll show you actually what happens if you wait until turn 3. If you have to wait until turn 3 and you're like, okay, on 3 dawn, I'm going to play, like, I don't know, the Rezel. Like, it's a 4-3. Oh, it's a crazy, scary thing. And then my opponent goes, okay, well, we're on turn 3 now, so I can just be like, okay, 1, 2, Liftrith. We're going to trade back and forth. Now I'm going to go to turn 4. Where's my value? Am I really going to... I can't kill this Liftrith with all those cards that I had earlier. Like, it doesn't trade anywhere. There's no way for me to kill this Liftrith for 3. I can damage it, but it won't die. So then all this thing's kind of trapped on board. I can swing, I can force this, but because I haven't done anything yet, I can just take it to the EX base. And the next turn, my opponents go to 4, and then the same thing, right? On 4, blue-white, good power plays. If you haven't done enough, what they can always just do is say, hey, show resolve, done. Easy, draw 2, simple. What else they can do to punish you is be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to do 2 white base because you have no pressure. 2, make your white base token, and you're like, oh, wait, I'm actually really behind. I have to kill this white base now. They have this blocker established. I didn't put enough pressure. I can't get rid of this blocker. And now they're going to create tokens back and forth, and then what am I going to do? Like, and I still don't have anything to ping with all these units. So this is why it's very, very important to get something early. Like, the difference between the something like this though, and wherever that Zaku Mariner was, that 1/2, that 2/1 that you can play one turn earlier, and is a 2/2. There he is. The biggest difference between this is that this immediately breaks the base, like gets you right to the shield. This will take one more turn. That means your opponent can actually just skip that one turn on that 2. They don't have to play a Zord. They don't have to play a Strike Dagger or something to try to swing back at it. They can just be like, okay, I'll let you hit this EX base once. It'll go to 1 health. I have one more turn where I can now play this for 5th. My EX base is still alive. My life is not threatened. If I ended up being like doing that play from earlier where I played 2 units to be super aggressive on that next turn, then you're like, my opponent's just like, okay, whatever, like I have an extra turn where now I have this blocker still standing, I have this base still alive, I'm going to do this. You're going to lose 3 units this time, and you're like, now I'm stable. Very, very important to be able to threaten base immediately. Anyway, that's me. Thank you, bye.